Did you know there's an ancient Bible, one that predates almost every version you've ever encountered, diligently protected by black monks in the highlands of Ethiopia? A sacred text, not of 66 books, not even 73, but a staggering 88 divine books. And within its pages lies a tapestry of truths you were never meant to discover. This isn't just an old book. It's a living testament to a history deliberately obscured, a spiritual lineage silenced by the hands of power. What if the very foundations of your faith, your understanding of Christ consciousness, and the path to spiritual liberation have been built upon an incomplete story, meticulously curated to control your perception? The significance of the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible is not merely an ancient scripture, it is a profound witness to an untold chapter of Christian history, a vibrant narrative brimming with divine wisdom and unconditional love that challenges the prevailing Western narrative. Before Rome and the Vatican ascended to their positions of immense power, Christianity had already taken deep, unwavering root in the sacred soil of Ethiopia, thriving independently for millennia. This nation, uniquely positioned as a beacon of early faith, received the teachings of Jesus not through conquest or coercion, but through a miraculous embrace, allowing its spiritual heritage to blossom in its purest form. This is a story of resilience, of healing, and of an enduring connection to God's truth that has remained vibrantly alive, untouched by the political machinations that later shaped the faith in the West. The dawn of Christianity in Ethiopia, a counter-narrative to Western history. Imagine a spiritual awakening that blossomed not through the clash of swords or the imposition of empire, but through the gentle embrace of divine light. This is the story of Christianity's arrival in Ethiopia, a narrative that stands in stark, beautiful contrast to the often violent spread of faith in the Western world. While Western history often portrays the conversion of nations through conquest, Ethiopia's story is one of profound spiritual acceptance and miraculous grace. The pivotal moment arrived with Frumentius, a Syrian youth shipwrecked on Ethiopian shores in the 4th century. Through his wisdom and devotion, he gained the trust of the Ethiopian court, eventually becoming a tutor to the young prince, Ezana. Upon ascending to the throne, King Ezana, deeply moved by Frumentius's teachings and experiencing profound personal transformations, made the revolutionary decision to declare Christianity the state religion of his kingdom. This wasn't a political maneuver, it was a spiritual transformation born of profound conviction and a divine calling. Ethiopia embraced Christianity not through military might, but through a spiritual awakening, a recognition of God's unconditional love and the healing power of Christ's message. This organic, peaceful adoption allowed Christianity to integrate seamlessly with Ethiopia's rich, ancient traditions, creating a unique and vibrant expression of faith that has endured for centuries, untouched by the latest schisms and political agendas that reshape the Christian landscape elsewhere. This story reveals a different path to spiritual truth, one paved with peace, acceptance, and a deep, inherent connection to the divine. The Ethiopian Bible, 88. Sacred books, not 66. Prepare to expand your understanding of what constitutes sacred scripture. When you explore the venerable pages of the Ethiopian Bible, you encounter not the familiar 66 books of the Protestant canon, nor the 73 books of the Catholic tradition, but a profound collection of 88 divine books. This isn't a mere numerical difference. It represents a more expansive, more complete tapestry of divine revelation that has been meticulously preserved, offering insights into God's plan, the nature of existence, and the very essence of Christ consciousness that have been largely obscured from the Western world. This significant divergence begs the question: why were 22 books, once revered and widely circulated in early Christian communities, systematically removed from the Western Bible? Texts like the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees, to name just two, were not simply lost or forgotten. They were actively excised, deemed apocryphal or non-canonical by later church councils. These councils, often heavily influenced by political agendas and imperial ambitions, sought to standardize the biblical narrative to create a more controlled and palatable version of Christianity that served the interests of burgeoning empires, particularly the Roman Empire. The removal of these books was a deliberate act of knowledge suppression designed to shape the understanding of divine truth and limit access to profound spiritual insights that might have challenged established authority or empowered individuals in ways deemed undesirable. What hidden truths do you believe were so potent, so transformative, that they necessitated their removal from the accepted canon? The politics of erasure. Why sacred books were suppressed. The story of how certain sacred texts were removed from the Western biblical canon is not one of benign theological evolution. It is a chilling narrative of political manipulation and imperial control. Imagine powerful empires, not just seeking to govern lands, but to govern minds and souls, meticulously crafting a version of Christianity that would serve their agenda of dominance and conformity. This is the profound truth behind the suppression of books like Enoch and Jubilees, texts deemed too potent, too challenging, for the masses to freely access and interpret. Let's delve into the profound content of these excised books. The Book of Enoch, for instance, offers extraordinary detail on the origins of evil, the nature of fallen angels and their interactions with humanity, and a comprehensive cosmic battle between good and evil. It provides a far more intricate and expansive cosmology than what remains in the Western canon, detailing divine judgment and prophecies that extend far beyond conventional understanding. The Book of Jubilees meticulously outlines a sacred calendar, revealing the profound importance of divine time and the cyclical nature of creation, linking humanity directly to celestial events and God's cosmic plan. These texts, along with others like The Shepherd of Hermas and The Ascension of Isaiah, offered rich theological insights into the development of the early church, profound visions of God, and a deeper understanding of spiritual warfare and divine justice. The contrast between the preservation efforts of the Ethiopian Church and the systematic control exerted by Western Christian councils is stark. While Ethiopian monks diligently protected their full scriptural heritage, the Western councils, particularly those convened under the influence of the Roman Empire, sought to consolidate power and establish a unified, hierarchical church structure. Texts that emphasized individual divine revelation, complex cosmological truths, or teachings that might challenge the emerging priestly authority were seen as problematic. The removal of these books was a strategic act of censorship, a deliberate attempt to streamline theological doctrine, eliminate perceived heresies, and align Christian belief with imperial policies. This act profoundly altered the understanding of angels, the nature of God, and prophetic visions of the future for millions of Christians, arguably limiting their access to a fuller, more empowering spiritual knowledge. It ensured that the narrative of Christ consciousness remained largely within the confines of institutional interpretation, rather than fostering a profound personal connection to a vast, mystical universe. What aspects of divine truth do you believe we have been unknowingly deprived of due to this manipulation? The steadfast guardians, Ethiopian monks and their sacred duty. In the face of relentless historical tides, centuries of wars, invasions, and external pressures, imagine a lineage of unwavering guardians, dedicating their lives to protecting something far more precious than gold, sacred truth. This is the profound legacy of the Ethiopian monks, who, within their ancient monasteries, carved into mountainsides and nestled in remote valleys, became the vigilant custodians of the Ethiopian Bible and its full complement of apocryphal books. Their story is a powerful testament to unyielding faith, profound devotion, and the absolute conviction in the divine energy contained within these ancient scrolls. These monastic communities, often isolated from the outside world, became impenetrable spiritual fortresses. Through countless invasions by external forces seeking to conquer and impose their own beliefs, and through periods of internal strife and religious persecution, the Ethiopian monks, generation after generation, undertook the laborious task of meticulously copying, preserving, and safeguarding their invaluable manuscripts. They understood with profound clarity that these texts were not merely historical documents, but living vessels of divine revelation, holding the keys to a deeper Christ consciousness and a more holistic view of God's boundless love. While libraries elsewhere were plundered, scrolls burned, and sacred narratives rewritten to suit political agendas, the Ethiopian monks, driven by an unshakable faith and divine guidance, ensured that the full canon of their Bible remained intact. Their heroic efforts, often undertaken in secrecy and solitude, are a powerful symbol of spiritual resilience and a poignant reminder that true spiritual power often resides in the quiet, unwavering dedication of those who cherish and protect the sacred truth against all odds. Their story is one of profound healing and preservation, demonstrating how deep spiritual commitment can withstand the test of time and external pressures. What inspiration do you draw from their unwavering commitment to safeguarding these invaluable spiritual treasures? Reclaiming Ethiopia's Christian heritage, from Queen Sheba to Menelik I. To truly grasp the profound depth of Ethiopia's Christian heritage, we must reach back further than the arrival of Frumentius, to an era steeped in ancient legend and undeniable divine connection. This journey leads us to the illustrious Queen of Sheba and her fabled union with King Solomon, a narrative that, in Ethiopian tradition, forms the very cornerstone of their nation's unique and sacred link to biblical history and the divine lineage of Christ. This isn't just a captivating tale, it's a foundational belief that imbues Ethiopia with unparalleled spiritual significance, presenting a powerful alternative to the Western-centric view of biblical events. The Ethiopian narrative powerfully asserts that Menelik I, the son born from the union of Queen Sheba and King Solomon, journeyed to Jerusalem and, under divine guidance, returned to his homeland, bearing the holiest of all Old Testament artifacts, the Ark of the Covenant. This belief, fiercely held and deeply revered in Ethiopia, establishes a direct, unbroken lineage of divine blessing and sacred authority, from the ancient covenant of God directly into the heart of Ethiopia. The Ark, believed to contain the original tablets of the Ten Commandments, is said to reside in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum, a testament to Ethiopia's role as its ultimate protector and guardian of profound divine energy. This contrasts sharply with Western biblical accounts, which typically end the Ark's story with its disappearance from Jerusalem. The Ethiopian version transforms Ethiopia into a sacred land, a chosen place, where God's presence has been continually manifested, elevating its people to a unique status as custodians of an unparalleled divine treasure. This isn't merely about a historical artifact. It's about the very presence of God's power and unconditional love within their midst. This narrative challenges the conventional historical understanding of sacred sites and the flow of divine grace, urging us to consider a broader, more inclusive geography of spiritual truth. How does this ancient, powerful story shift your perception of biblical history and the incredible reach of divine purpose? Jesus in the Ethiopian Bible, a revelation of Black Christ. For centuries, the pervasive imagery of Jesus in Western art and culture has been that of a fair-skinned man, often with light hair and European features. This whitewashing of Christ is so deeply ingrained that it has become the default representation, shaping the understanding of divine identity for millions. But what if this image is not only historically inaccurate, but a deliberate distortion, serving to reinforce a particular cultural narrative rather than reflecting the universal, inclusive nature of God's creation and the true essence of Christ consciousness. The Ethiopian Bible and its accompanying traditions offer a powerful corrective vision, the portrayal of Black Jesus. According to historical context and the unwavering Ethiopian tradition, Jesus, born in the Middle East, would have possessed the physical characteristics common to people of that region, likely darker skin, dark hair, and features consistent with a Semitic background. This truth is vibrantly reflected in Ethiopian iconography, ancient manuscripts, and the living faith of its people, where Jesus is depicted as a black man. This isn't a mere artistic preference. It is a profound affirmation of Jesus' true identity and his intimate connection to the diverse peoples of the world, particularly those of African descent. The pervasive whitewashing of Jesus in Western art, which began prominently during the European Renaissance, was not an innocent artistic choice. It was part of a larger cultural and political movement that sought to Europeanize biblical figures, thereby claiming ownership of Christianity within a Eurocentric framework and often subtly or overtly reinforcing notions of racial superiority. This distortion has had profound consequences, alienating people of color from their own divine reflection and creating a barrier to unconditional love and spiritual belonging within Christian spaces. Reclaiming the historically accurate image of Jesus as a man of color is a powerful act of spiritual healing, racial justice, and divine inclusivity. It allows countless individuals to see themselves reflected in the divine, fostering a deeper sense of empowerment and a profound connection to a Christ who truly embodies universal love for all humanity in all its beautiful diversity. How does the image of a Black Jesus impact your personal connection to faith and your understanding of divine inclusivity? Hidden secrets. Within the Ethiopian Bible, prophecies of our time, beyond the profound historical corrections and the revelation of Jesus' lost years, the Ethiopian Bible holds even deeper, more mystical secrets, ancient texts that are not merely historical records, but profound divine prophecies containing startling truths about the past, present, and the very unfolding of our future, including chilling insights into the end times. These ancient books, long suppressed, resonate with startling relevance, offering a bridge between ancient wisdom and the perplexing realities of our modern world. Consider the prophetic insights within these ancient texts, particularly the Book of Enoch. Enoch, a figure revered in Ethiopian theology, is not merely a biblical patriarch. He is portrayed as a pivotal figure in cosmic timekeeping, a recipient of divine knowledge about the universe's mechanics and future events. His writings contain prophecies about the changing nature of time itself, describing a slowing or acceleration of Earth's rotation, a phenomenon that modern science is only now beginning to observe and discuss with terms like Earth's wobble and the accelerating spin of the planet. This eerie convergence of ancient prophecy and contemporary scientific observation is chilling. It suggests that these ancient texts are not just symbolic, but contain a literal understanding of cosmic cycles and divine timing that was deliberately removed from the Western canon. The Ethiopian Bible speaks of 3 profound signs indicating the approach of the end times, echoing concerns that are palpable in our world today. The shifting nature of time. As prophesied by Enoch and Jubilees, there will be a discernible alteration in the flow of time, a sense of acceleration or disjuncture, affecting human perception and the very fabric of our reality. This resonates with many modern experiences of time feeling as though it is speeding up. The rise of the virtual world, a reality concealed. These ancient texts hint at a future where truth is veiled by illusion, where reality becomes a distorted reflection. This profoundly mirrors our current digital age, where virtual realities, deepfakes, and information overload can blur the lines between truth and falsehood, creating a society grappling with what is genuinely real. This isn't just about technology. It's about a spiritual battle for perception, where truth suppression can happen on a global scale, leading to profound spiritual confusion and a detachment from authentic self. The blurring of worlds, physical and spiritual convergence. The prophecies also speak of a time when the boundaries between the physical and spiritual realms will become increasingly permeable, leading to a greater awareness of unseen forces and a blurring of the lines between what is considered natural and supernatural. This points to a coming era of heightened spiritual awakening, but also potentially greater spiritual warfare, as humanity grapples with heightened awareness of multidimensional realities. These are not just abstract theological concepts, they are living prophecies that demand our attention. The profound connection between the Ethiopian Bible and modern scientific observations, particularly regarding time and the fabric of reality, is a startling testament to the divine wisdom contained within these ancient, preserved texts. What deep truths about our present and future do you believe these suppressed prophecies are trying to reveal to us? Enoch, the cosmic timekeeper and prophetic visionary. In the grand tapestry of Ethiopian theology, Enoch is far more than a passing biblical figure mentioned briefly in Genesis as one who walked with God. He is an unparalleled cosmic visionary, a keeper of divine secrets, and a prolific prophet whose profound writings contain the very blueprint of universal time and astonishing insights into the unfolding future. His life and his suppressed book offer powerful lessons on righteous living, unwavering spiritual integrity, and the profound rewards of maintaining a direct, uncorrupted connection to the divine, even amidst a world spiraling into chaos. The Book of Enoch, meticulously preserved in the Ethiopian Bible, reveals him as a celestial traveler, guided by angels, who was granted unparalleled visions of the heavens, the earth, and the hidden realms. He received intricate knowledge of cosmic mechanics, the movements of the stars, the divine calendar, and the very structure of the universe, information that challenges the simplified cosmology often presented in the Western biblical canon. He documented detailed prophecies concerning the fallen angels, the origins of evil, and the divine judgments that would shape human history, right up to the very end times. Enoch's unique journey, taken directly to God without experiencing death, symbolizes the profound strength of one who lives in absolute righteousness, uninfluenced by the corrupting forces of the world around him. His life is a beacon of spiritual purity, a testament to the power of unwavering faith and an unfiltered connection to God's will. He represents the ultimate archetype of one who transcends earthly limitations through profound spiritual devotion and divine wisdom. The deliberate erasure of the Book of Enoch from Western biblical canons was not an arbitrary act. It was a calculated political decision. Its contents were simply too potent, too revelatory, and too empowering for the religious and political powers that sought to control the narrative of Christianity. Enoch's detailed prophecies about cosmic time, angelic interactions, and the profound intricacies of divine judgment presented a version of reality that was far too complex, perhaps even too challenging, for the emerging centralized church to manage or interpret to its own advantage. Its removal served to simplify theological doctrines, to strip away the more mystical and esoteric aspects of early Christian belief, and to solidify a hierarchical structure where divine knowledge was filtered through established authority rather than being accessible to all. The long-term impact of this suppression has been profound, contributing to a diminished understanding of cosmic events, the true nature of angels, and the full spectrum of divine justice and unconditional love. The recovery of Enoch and other suppressed texts is not merely an academic exercise. It is a vital step in restoring spiritual truth, allowing us to understand the divine nature of Christ consciousness and the sacred purpose of humanity in a far more profound and expansive way. What do you believe we have lost as a civilization by having Enoch's profound wisdom hidden from us for so long? The Ethiopian Bible's legacy, reclaiming Africa's divine heritage. For far too long, the narrative of Christianity's global spread has been presented through a Eurocentric lens, often portraying Africa as a passive recipient of the faith, a land converted by European missionaries. This simplified and often demeaning historical account strips Africa of its profound and ancient spiritual legacy. The Ethiopian Bible and its remarkable history stand as an irrefutable testament to a radically different truth. Africa was not merely a recipient of Christianity, it was a primary cradle of the faith, nurturing its earliest forms and preserving its most profound truths long before the West fully embraced it. This revelation is not just a historical correction, it is a powerful act of cultural restoration, a beacon of divine pride for people of African descent, and a necessary recalibration of our collective understanding of Christian history. Ethiopia's deep connection to Christianity predates the major European powers, having embraced the faith in the 4th century CE, long before Rome established it as its state religion. This means that for centuries, while Europe was still navigating its spiritual path, Ethiopia was a thriving, independent Christian nation, developing its own unique theological traditions, liturgical practices, and artistic expressions of divine truth. The Ethiopian Church meticulously preserved its sacred texts, including those that were later excised from Western canons, becoming an unparalleled custodian of ancient wisdom and unadulterated scripture. This unbroken lineage, stretching back to the very origins of the faith and rooted in the stories of Queen Sheba and King Solomon, means that Africa has been a central, active participant in the unfolding of Christianity, not merely a passive recipient. The significance of reclaiming this narrative is immense, particularly for Black communities around the world. It means re-establishing a profound cultural and religious identity within Christian history, recognizing the integral role of African people in safeguarding and shaping divine revelation. It dismantles the false narratives of a white Christianity and illuminates the authentic, diverse, and universally inclusive nature of God's love and Christ consciousness. This reclamation is an act of spiritual healing, allowing individuals to connect with an ancestral faith that empowers and affirms their heritage rather than one that often diminishes or erases it. It is a powerful reminder that divine truth is not limited by geography or race, but flourishes wherever hearts are open to God's unconditional love and transformative power. This powerful revelation is a call to all to explore, embrace, and celebrate the rich, often untold story of Christianity's African roots and the enduring legacy of Ethiopia's divine wisdom. Conclusion: the resurgence of truth. Why the Ethiopian Bible is crucial today. We have journeyed through a landscape of hidden histories, unveiled suppressed truths, and witnessed the remarkable resilience of faith protected against all odds. What we've discovered is more than just a different version of the Bible. It's a profound revelation of a Christianity far richer, more ancient, and deeply connected to the universal tapestry of divine truth than most of us have ever been taught. The Ethiopian Bible stands as an unyielding testament to the fact that profound truths cannot be permanently concealed. They emerge in God's perfect timing with renewed power and clarity, ready to ignite a global spiritual awakening and profound healing. This is your moment to be part of an extraordinary reclamation, a journey to rediscover the true narrative of Christian history, to restore what was deliberately forgotten, and to embrace a deeper, more authentic connection to your own cultural and religious identity. The insights contained within the Ethiopian Bible, from the complete story of Jesus' lost years and his true image as a Black Christ, to the cosmic prophecies of Enoch and the unwavering dedication of its monk guardians, challenge every preconceived notion. They invite us to break free from the chains of manipulated history and to embrace a faith that is truly empowering, truly inclusive, and rooted in an unadulterated divine truth. Are you ready to confront the truth? Are you ready to shed the narratives that have kept you from the fullness of God's love and spiritual liberation? Let us together embark on this sacred journey of rediscovery, embracing the depths of these ancient scriptures and reclaiming your faith in a way that resonates with your innermost soul. If you feel the profound impact of this message stirring your spirit, if it has brought a glimmer of light into your understanding or helped you find a renewed sense of purpose and healing, I humbly invite you to support this vital work. Every contribution, no matter how small, is a cherished energy exchange that empowers us to continue unearthing these crucial truths and sharing the transformative message of spiritual awakening and unconditional love. Thank you from the very depths of my heart for being a part of this profound restoration. Do not let this vital truth fade into obscurity again. If this video resonated deeply with you, if it sparked a flicker of understanding or moved you in any way, please like this video, share it with your loved ones and those who are seeking deeper truth, and subscribe to our channel. Join our growing community as we continue to explore these hidden histories, unveil the sacred secrets, and illuminate the path to profound spiritual freedom and divine connection. What new perspective has this journey opened for you, and what lingering questions does it inspire in your heart? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Let's continue this vital conversation and collectively usher in an era of unadulterated truth and boundless love.